Listen carefully. If you cannot master your mind, you will be ruled by it. If you cannot command your time, it will vanish before your eyes, wasted on meaningless pleasures. And if you fail to master both, success will remain a fantasy, forever out of reach. Most men are not defeated by enemies. They are defeated by themselves. They are slaves, not to rulers, not to tyrants, but to their own impulses. They obey distraction. They kneel to fear. They worship comfort as if it were a god. And then they wonder why their lives collapse into mediocrity. Machiavelli understood the truth. The man who cannot govern himself is unfit to govern anything. The foundation of victory begins with self-mastery, discipline of thought, precision of time, ruthless control over action. This is the armor of the untouchable. Your war is not with the outside world. It begins within. Conquer the inner chaos and the external world bows. Fail to do so and you remain prey, forever reacting, never ruling. If you understand this truth, comment below. I will master myself before I master the world. 2. The mind as a weapon. Your greatest weapon is not the sword. It is not wealth. It is not status. Your greatest weapon is the mind, sharper than any blade, colder than any steel. But here is the brutal truth. Most men carry this weapon dull, rusted, and broken. They allow their thoughts to betray them. They allow fear to guide them. They allow desire to enslave them. A man who cannot command his own mind will never command the world. Machiavelli understood this clearly. He knew that the prince who controls perception, who masters calculation, who remains unmoved by emotion, such a prince is untouchable. The same law applies to you. To win, you must train your mind like a warrior trains his body. You must sharpen focus, discipline thought, and strip away weakness until your mind becomes a fortress no enemy can breach. The untouchable man does not react. He anticipates. He does not beg. He calculates. He does not collapse under stress. He uses it to harden his resolve. His mind becomes a blade, and with it, he carves his destiny. Master your mind, and no storm can drown you. Fail, and you remain a pawn in a game played by sharper men. If you're ready to weaponize thought, comment below. My mind is my blade. 3. Mastery of time, the tyrant's clock. Time is the most ruthless tyrant you will ever face. It takes without mercy. It moves without pause. It cannot be bribed, slowed, or conquered. Yet most men treat it as if it were infinite, as if tomorrow were guaranteed. They waste their days on distraction, their hours on pleasure, their minutes on nothing. And when death comes, as it always does, they beg for more, like starving dogs begging for scraps. Machiavelli warned, fortune favors those who prepare, those who strike with timing, those who waste nothing. Power is not built in years, it is built in moments. The man who masters time does not drift. He does not wander. He moves with precision, shaping hours into weapons, days into victories, years into legacies. Understand this. Time is not just a resource. It is leverage. If you command your time, you command your life. If others command it, you are their servant. Every hour stolen by distraction, every day lost to comfort, is power surrendered. The untouchable man lives as if the clock were his enemy and his ally. He does not chase endless leisure. He invests time into strength, into skill, into strategy. He knows that once an hour dies, it cannot be revived. Ask yourself, do you govern your hours or do they govern you? The man who owns his time cannot be enslaved. The man who wastes it is already dead. If you understand, comment below. Time bends to my will. 4. Discipline, the iron law of power. Discipline is the iron law that separates the rulers from the ruled. Without it, your mind wanders, your time evaporates, and your life dissolves into weakness. Men without discipline are slaves to appetite, food, lust, distraction, comfort. They beg for greatness while bowing to impulse. They want the throne, but refuse the sacrifice. That is why they remain ordinary. Machiavelli knew power respects only the consistent. The prince who falters, who changes direction with every emotion, loses authority. The man who cannot rule himself cannot rule others. Discipline is the first crown you must wear. It is not handed down. It is forged, beaten into your flesh, etched into your bones. Understand this. Discipline is freedom. It is the power to command yourself when everything in you screams for weakness. It is the refusal to break routine, the refusal to compromise standards, the refusal to negotiate with laziness. Discipline is doing what must be done, not what you feel like doing. The untouchable man trains daily, body, mind, spirit. He is not motivated by applause. He is not moved by mood. He is bound by principle. Others collapse in chaos. He remains steady. Others drown in indulgence. He rises in control. His discipline becomes his armor, his weapon, his identity. Discipline is not glamorous. It is not celebrated. It is built in silence, in lonely hours, in thankless repetition. But while the masses chase comfort, you sharpen steel. While they waste time, you build power. When the storm arrives, they will scatter. You will stand. Ask yourself, are you a servant of impulse, or are you the master of yourself? Answer with action, not words. For discipline is the ultimate proof of power. If you claim this iron law, comment below. Discipline is my crown. 5. Cold detachment, breaking every chain. Attachment is weakness. The more you cling, the easier you are controlled. Men are not enslaved only by chains of iron. They are bound by invisible chains of emotion. They cling to comfort, to approval, to people who will one day betray them. They worship illusions of security, and in doing so, they hand away their power. Machiavelli revealed this truth. Rulers who love too deeply are destroyed by love. Leaders who trust too freely are consumed by betrayal. Generals who panic in fear lose entire kingdoms. Detachment is not cruelty, it is survival. If you cannot separate feeling from decision, you will always be vulnerable. Cold detachment does not mean emptiness, it means command. You still feel anger, but you do not act in rage. You feel fear, but you do not kneel to it. You feel desire, but you do not become its slave. Emotion may whisper, but you decide. Detachment is the hand on the leash. There are 3 chains you must break. First, the chain of outcome. Desperation is weakness. The man obsessed with victory shows his need, and that need becomes leverage. The detached man pursues success, but he is not enslaved by it. He can walk away, adapt, and return stronger. That is why he often wins, because neediness never blinds him. Second, the chain of validation. Approval is poison. One day they cheer for you, the next they spit on your name. If your worth depends on their voices, you are already owned. The detached man builds his fortress within. He is unmoved by praise, unmoved by hate. He does not bend to the herd. Third, the chain of loss. All things end, wealth fades, lovers leave, friends betray. The weak collapse when loss arrives. The detached man anticipates it. He feels it, accepts it, and adapts. He does not cling to what can be stolen. Instead, he invests in what cannot be touched: his will, his discipline, his mind. The untouchable man is calm in betrayal, steady in failure, disciplined in victory. He does not crumble in storm or silence. He is free because nothing owns him. Ask yourself, what chains still bind you? Approval, desire, fear, break them. For until you do, you remain a servant. If you're ready to become untouchable, comment below. Nothing owns me. I am free. 6. Strategic deception, playing the hidden game. The world is not ruled by truth. It is ruled by perception, and perception can be shaped, bent, twisted, turned into a weapon sharper than any blade. This is the art of strategic deception, the hidden game only the cunning know how to play. Machiavelli warned that men are simple. They judge by appearances. They accept what they see as truth. They rarely question what lies beneath. That is why rulers who mask their intentions, who wear carefully crafted appearances, always dominate those who are too honest, too transparent, too naive. The wolf in sheep's clothing always feeds on the sheep that believe in appearances. You must learn this. Deception is not chaos. It is structure. It is a calculated manipulation of perception. It does not mean lying constantly. That is foolish. Constant lies reveal themselves. Deception means revealing just enough truth to hide the dagger behind your back. It means speaking one aim while moving toward another. It means playing the weak while you grow strong, playing the kind while you plan ruthlessness, playing the servant until the moment comes to rule. There are 3 laws of deception. First, mask your intentions. Never reveal your full purpose. When others know your plan, they prepare against you. When they are blind, you hold all the advantage. Speak less. Reveal fragments. Misdirect. Let them believe they see everything, when in truth, they see nothing. Second, appear weak when you are strong. Men grow careless when they believe you cannot harm them. They underestimate, and in that arrogance, they expose themselves. Let them dismiss you. Let them mock you. Patience will sharpen your blade until the moment they walk directly into your trap. Third, control the narrative. Facts matter less than the story. If you control what people believe, you control their choices. You can make enemies fight ghosts. You can make rivals sabotage themselves. Truth is irrelevant. Perception is reality. And perception is yours to shape. Strategic deception requires patience. You cannot reveal the mask too early. You cannot show the blade before the moment. You must sit in silence, endure the arrogance of others, watch them drown in their assumptions. Then, at the right moment, you strike once, not loudly, not desperately, but decisively. This is why the untouchable man is never read too easily. His silence confuses them. His calm unsettles them. His unpredictability terrifies them. They cannot measure him, so they cannot stop him. He is the shadow they cannot grasp, the strategist they cannot predict, the presence they cannot dismiss. Weak men cry for authenticity. They wear their emotions on their sleeves, their intentions on their faces. They call it honesty. But it is exposure, and what is exposed will always be exploited. Do not be honest in the way the herd defines honesty. Be honest to yourself, but strategic to others. Your authenticity is your strength, but it must remain concealed, revealed only in ways that serve your rise. Remember, deception is not cruelty for its own sake. It is survival. The world is not fair. The naive are consumed. The cunning inherit. If you are not shaping perception, perception will be shaped against you. So, ask yourself, are you playing the game or being played by it? Do you move unseen, or are you exposed to every strike? The choice defines your fate. If you are ready to play the hidden game, comment below. I move unseen. I strike when it matters. 7. Authority, the weight of command. Power without authority is fragile. It is like a sword without a wielder, sharp but wasted. True power is not only having strength, but commanding others to recognize it, obey it, and bend beneath it. This is the weight of authority. It is not requested, it is not begged for, it is taken, built, and enforced. Most men confuse authority with position. They think titles, uniforms, crowns, or ranks create command. But the truth is simpler and colder. Authority is presence. It is the aura of a man who rules himself so completely that others feel his gravity. The room bends toward him. Words stop when he speaks. Doubt collapses when he decides. Authority is not what is given to you. It is what radiates from you. Machiavelli understood this deeply. He warned that rulers who failed to enforce authority were destroyed not by enemies, but by their own subjects. Authority requires three unbreakable pillars: presence, competence, and consequence. Presence is how you enter the room. Before a word is spoken, men decide whether you are to be respected or dismissed. Presence is posture, silence, and composure. It is the refusal to fidget, to beg, to chase. Authority begins when you no longer need to prove yourself with noise. Competence is proof of command. Men may admire charisma, but they only obey consistency. The man of authority delivers results again and again. He does not talk about what he will do, he demonstrates it. Competence makes authority unshakable because no one can deny reality. Consequence is the shadow behind every command. Words mean nothing if they carry no weight. If betrayal is forgiven without cost, betrayal spreads. If failure goes unchecked, decay grows. Authority demands that loyalty be rewarded and disobedience punished. Not cruelly, but decisively. Without consequence, you are a voice. With consequence, you are a law. The untouchable man balances all three. His presence makes them pause. His competence makes them trust. His consequences make them obey. He does not scream for recognition. He does not beg for respect. He simply exists as a force, and others adjust themselves to him. But authority is not arrogance. Arrogance is loud without proof. Authority is calm, silent, undeniable. Arrogant men demand recognition. Men of authority receive it naturally. Arrogant men burn bridges. Men of authority build thrones. To build authority, you must rule yourself first. Discipline is the foundation. If you cannot keep promises to yourself, no one will respect promises you make to them. If you cannot master your impulses, no one will follow your orders. Authority begins within and expands outward. Authority must also be consistent. If you demand loyalty but betray your own word, you destroy your image. If you demand discipline but live in chaos, you rot your foundation. Authority is hypocrisy-proof. It thrives when you embody what you command. It dies when you violate your own law. There is also a higher form of authority, the psychological kind. This is not enforced by punishment, but by influence. It is the power of making people fear not you, but the thought of losing you. When your presence becomes rare and valuable, when your guidance becomes indispensable, when your approval becomes scarce but meaningful, they will bend willingly. They will cling to you not out of fear of pain, but fear of absence. That is authority at its highest form, desired, not forced. But authority must be guarded. The moment you believe it permanent, it begins to erode. Authority must be reinforced through presence, competence, and consequence every single day. Neglect it, and it slips away. Enforce it, and it grows until it becomes untouchable. The throne does not argue. The throne does not chase. The throne does not beg. The throne simply exists, and all must acknowledge it. That is authority, silent inevitability. So ask yourself, do you enter rooms like the weak seeking approval? Or do you walk in as presence, competence, and consequence bound into one? Do you speak as one who hopes to be heard, or as one who expects silence when he speaks? Authority is not about cruelty. It is about weight. The weight of command, the weight of consistency, the weight of inevitability. Build that weight, and others will obey without being told. If you claim this weight, comment below. I am the authority of my world. 8. Fear and respect, the twin blades of power. Authority is the foundation, but to sharpen it into a weapon, you must wield two blades, fear and respect. These are the currencies of power. One protects you from betrayal, the other wins you loyalty. One ensures obedience, the other inspires devotion. Without them, you will be tolerated at best, ignored at worst. With them, you will become untouchable. Machiavelli made it clear, it is safer to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. But the master does not settle for one. He learns to balance both, to move between them with precision, to wield fear and respect like twin blades cutting through doubt, hesitation, and rebellion. Respect is built on admiration. It is earned through discipline, mastery, and proof. Men respect what they cannot easily replicate. When your skill is undeniable, when your results are beyond question, when your presence radiates consistency, respect grows naturally. Respect makes allies trust you, makes followers admire you, makes even enemies acknowledge you. Respect builds bridges. Respect creates loyalty that survives storms. But fear commands silence. Fear prevents betrayal before it is born. Fear makes rivals think twice before striking. Fear makes disloyalty too costly to risk. Fear does not mean cruelty, it means consequence. It means being known as the man who does not forgive betrayal, who does not tolerate weakness, who enforces law without hesitation. Fear locks doors that respect alone cannot guard. The weak man relies only on respect. He is admired, even liked, but once admiration fades, once envy grows, betrayal follows. The cruel man relies only on fear. He controls through terror, but terror breeds rebellion, and rebellion destroys him. The untouchable man knows better. He uses both. He becomes the ruler admired for his strength and feared for his resolve. Admired enough to inspire loyalty, feared enough to prevent treachery. Fear and respect must be calibrated. Too much fear, and you become a tyrant destined for overthrow. Too much respect without edge, and you become a figure admired but ignored. The master of power maintains balance. He inspires admiration while ensuring consequence. He rewards loyalty so generously that it is valued, and punishes betrayal so decisively that it is never repeated. To wield these blades, you must embody discipline. You must live as an example. If you demand respect, live by higher standards than the rest. If you demand fear, enforce your word with precision. You cannot fake it. The herd is blind, but it is not stupid. They sense hypocrisy, they sense weakness, they sense inconsistency. Fear and respect collapse when your actions betray your image. The untouchable man also knows when to remain silent. Fear is magnified by mystery. Respect is magnified by restraint. A man who speaks less but delivers more commands both. A man who wastes words, who threatens without consequence, loses both. Fear requires silence. Respect requires proof. Both require consistency. Think of the lion. He is respected for his strength. He is feared for his bite. He does not roar constantly to remind others who he is. He simply exists as an undeniable presence. That is the model of fear and respect. Steady, patient, inevitable. There is also psychology at work. People respect what they admire but cannot fully grasp. They fear what they cannot predict. By remaining composed, detached, and unreadable, you create both. They respect the discipline they see and fear the hidden depths they cannot measure. Remember this: betrayal happens only when the cost of betrayal is low. If betraying you costs nothing, you will be betrayed. If loyalty to you brings no reward, it will wither. Fear raises the cost of betrayal. Respect multiplies the reward of loyalty. This dual system ensures stability. It ensures your circle bends toward you willingly, while remaining locked by consequence. Machiavelli himself warned princes to avoid being hated. Hatred breeds chaos. Fear is not hatred. Fear is respect's darker twin. Use both, but never fall into cruelty for cruelty's sake. A man who is hated becomes a target. A man who is feared and respected becomes untouchable. To practice this balance, begin small. Enforce your word in daily life. Reward loyalty around you with acknowledgement. Punish disrespect swiftly, even in small matters. Train others to understand. Your presence brings reward. Your opposition brings cost. Soon, the dynamic grows. Soon, respect rises, fear sharpens, and both become permanent weapons in your arsenal. But remember, fear and respect are not masks you wear occasionally. They must be your essence. You cannot switch them on and off like a light. They must radiate from the way you walk, the way you speak, the way you live. That is how they embed into the minds of those around you. Ask yourself now, are you respected for your mastery or ignored for your mediocrity? Are you feared for your resolve or dismissed for your weakness? Do people hesitate before crossing you, or do they treat you as another disposable man? The answer reveals the blades you currently hold or fail to hold, fear and respect. Twin blades. Wield them both, and you will never be ignored. You will never be underestimated. You will never be touched. If you claim these blades, comment below. I command fear. I command respect. 9. The mask of power. Shadow and throne. Power never walks naked. It wears masks. Men who reveal themselves completely become predictable, and predictable men are disposable. The untouchable man understands this. The mask is not weakness, it is survival. It is not deception for vanity's sake. It is strategy. It is the art of being seen one way while moving another. It is how you remain both shadow and throne. Machiavelli warned that a ruler must appear merciful, faithful, humane, upright and religious, yet be prepared to act in the opposite way when necessary. That is not hypocrisy, it is wisdom. The mask shields your true intent while giving the world the illusion it demands. Men crave appearances, feed them appearances. Let them believe they know you while never letting them touch your essence. There are 3 masks every strategist must master. The mask of virtue. Show morality when it serves you. People follow what they believe is good. Appear righteous, fair, honorable. Let them trust your mask while you maneuver in silence. When your intentions are concealed by virtue, suspicion fades and opportunity opens. The mask of weakness. Sometimes the greatest strength is to appear harmless. Let rivals underestimate you. Let them see fragility. Let them assume irrelevance. Their arrogance becomes your weapon. When they dismiss you, they reveal their guard. Then you strike once, without warning, and end the game before they realize it has begun. The mask of authority. At times, power must be revealed. Presence must be undeniable. A single decisive display can silence all doubt. But true authority is not constant noise. It is rare, precise, unforgettable. Reveal your strength sparingly, and every revelation will carve itself into memory. Masks do not weaken you. They protect you. They disorient your enemies. They confuse those who seek to predict you. The man who wears no mask is an open book, easy to read, easy to exploit, easy to destroy. The man of masks is unreadable. He remains in control of perception, and perception rules reality. But here lies the paradox. To wear masks effectively, you must first master your true self. A liar collapses under his lies. A weak man cannot hold his mask. Only the disciplined can wear masks without being consumed by them. You must build your inner foundation so strong that no mask threatens your core. You know who you are, therefore you can choose who to appear as. The shadow and the throne are the ultimate duality. As shadow, you disappear. You move silently, gather intelligence, watch without being noticed. Your absence becomes your weapon. People fear what they cannot see. They respect what they cannot measure. The shadow protects you while you prepare. As throne, you reveal yourself at the decisive moment. The throne does not argue, it does not plead, it does not chase, it simply exists. The throne represents inevitability. When you step into this role, you are no longer competing, you are defining. Others orbit around you, not because you beg, but because you are gravity itself. The untouchable man moves seamlessly between shadow and throne. He disappears when silence serves him. He appears when presence crushes doubt. He manipulates perception so completely that no one ever knows his full reach. No one ever predicts his full strike. He is both the ghost they cannot grasp and the ruler they cannot ignore. This is not lying. This is strategy. This is not cowardice. This is control. Truth is a weapon, but only when used selectively. Honesty is valuable, but only when revealed at the right time. A mask is not falsehood, it is armor. It allows you to survive a world that feeds on exposure. Think of the great predators. They do not reveal themselves until it is time to kill. They blend into the shadow. They wait, they stalk, and when they finally strike, it is over before the prey even understands what happened. That is the power of the mask, hidden until necessary, lethal when revealed. Weak men cry for authenticity. They want you to bare your soul, to expose your heart, to show every wound. They call it honesty, but it is slavery. The herd does not want your truth. They want your weakness. Never give it. Keep your essence hidden. Share only the fragments that serve your rise. The master of masks knows this. When mystery surrounds you, fear grows. When unpredictability defines you, respect grows. When consistency anchors you, authority grows. The mask is not for everyone. It is for the strategist, the ruler, the untouchable. So ask yourself, are you a man they can read like an open book, or are you the man they can never quite define? Do you live exposed, predictable, easy to use? Or do you move unseen, revealing only what serves you, ruling like shadow and throne united? If you are ready to claim this power, comment below. I am both shadow and throne. 10. The untouchable man, total victory. This is the final chapter, and it is not simply words, it is the threshold. Everything until now has been preparation, the laws of the mind, the mastery of time, the weight of discipline, the necessity of detachment, the cunning of deception, the balance of fear and respect, the mask of shadow and throne. All of it converges here into one identity, the untouchable man. What does it mean to be untouchable? It does not mean invincible. It does not mean you will never be attacked, betrayed, or challenged. It means that when the storm comes, you do not break. It means that when enemies strike, you remain steady. It means that when the world tests you with loss, betrayal, and chaos, you adapt, you endure, you rise. Untouchable is not the absence of struggle. Untouchable is the refusal to surrender. Machiavelli taught that fortune bends to the bold, but only those who are prepared truly seize it. The untouchable man is always prepared. He does not drift. He does not beg. He does not wait for chance. He bends time, shapes perception, commands respect, enforces consequence. He is master of himself, therefore master of the field around him. The untouchable man begins with the fortress of the mind. No distraction breaks him, no impulse owns him. He controls thought, and through thought, he controls destiny. His mind is not a prison, it is a weapon. Then comes mastery of time. He wastes nothing. Hours are not spilled on pleasure or weakness. Every day is carved into discipline. Every moment is used as currency. While others spend time as if it were infinite, he invests it as if it were gold. Discipline is his law. He does not wait for motivation. He does not wait for mood. He acts because action is duty. Repetition, sacrifice, and principle form his identity. He does not collapse when temptation whispers. He does not fold when weakness calls. Discipline makes him inevitable. Detachment makes him unbreakable. He feels emotion, but is never ruled by it. He does not kneel to fear, does not drown in desire, does not collapse in loss. He remains steady, watching the world rise and fall around him, untouched by its chaos. Nothing owns him, therefore no one can control him. Deception makes him unpredictable. He masks his intentions, manipulates perception, and moves unseen. He lets others waste energy fighting shadows while he positions himself for the final strike. When the moment comes, he reveals himself as throne, decisive, unshakable, undeniable. Authority gives him weight. Presence silences doubt. Competence proves his worth. Consequence enforces his word. His authority is not loud, it is gravity. He does not beg to be followed. He is followed because ignoring him feels impossible. Fear and respect sharpen his rule. Respect inspires loyalty. Fear prevents betrayal. Balanced together, they make him admired yet untouchable, trusted yet never underestimated. He rewards generously, but he punishes decisively. His allies cling to him. His rivals hesitate before crossing him. The mask makes him eternal. As shadow, he disappears, gathering information, watching unseen. As throne, he reveals himself as inevitability, a presence too heavy to ignore. Together, shadow and throne make him both invisible and undeniable, untouchable in every form. This is the architecture of the untouchable man. A fortress within, a strategist without, a ruler by presence alone. He does not move with the herd. He is not chained by illusion. He is not bent by opinion. He does not collapse in loss. He rises through every storm until nothing can break him. Understand this, the untouchable man is not born, he is built. He is built through fire, through repetition, through sacrifice, through scars. He is forged by refusing the weakness that consumes ordinary men. He is carved from iron discipline, sharpened by cold patience, crowned by ruthless clarity. Ask yourself, are you willing to kill the weak man within? Are you willing to sacrifice comfort for strength? Are you willing to embrace discipline so fierce that it hardens you into stone? Are you willing to build the fortress that no betrayal, no storm, no enemy can breach? If the answer is yes, then you are already on the path, step after step, layer after layer, until the day comes when people look at you differently. They hesitate before speaking. They whisper your name. They admire you in silence and fear crossing you in thought. You will no longer be seen as ordinary. You will be seen as untouchable. This is your rebirth. This is your victory. This is the Machiavellian way. If you understand this, comment below, I am untouchable. And now, one final command. If this message awakened something inside you, if these words carved strength into your mind, then do not stay silent. Like this video, subscribe to Mental Fort, turn on notifications, because this is only the beginning. The war for power never ends, and neither should your preparation. Rise, rebuild, rule, become the untouchable man.